So sleep. I mean, there's different types of sleep frequency. That's interesting. She popped out of her body. Of course she is. That's why you're here. It's different types of sleep. I mean, there's different, we were talking about this morning. There's different frequencies or waves or vibrations of sleep and experience. Sometimes I'm having very lucid experiences that I know are like the messages and the knowing there. I wake up feeling amazing that I've received something, either some type of healing or some experience that is beneficial to me in this waking dream that I'm in. And other times it's like, the subconscious is driving me mad, all sorts of strange things are happening. Other times there's some nefarious energies trying to poke around in my space. So there's different types of sleep and experiences throughout this. Yeah, I mean, it's a big topic. Well, it's a massive topic.
If you don't mind me using, like I explained to you today, and I used an example, in your sleep state, when you do sleep, many people can go very, very deep, and it's almost like they do not remember any dreams that they've had, but they wake up and they feel exhausted. They feel enlightened, or they feel like, oh my God, something's happened, and they change. They feel something different inside of them. Other people remember their dreams and they're going, my God, what a nightmare that was. And you listen to them and you go, I never want to have that experience. And then other people have these dreams of just bliss and such excitement and new things happening and occurring in their lives, or where they're traveling, they're going from, they're traveling to other countries or other places where they experience walking on a road, they're looking at buildings, they're interacting with various people, and then in the dream they're realizing, hang on, this isn't planet Earth, this is not my neighborhood. Where am I? But they're so enjoying what's going on, they don't want to wake up. When they do wake up, they go, I want to go back.
Oh dear, not this again.
So Heather has asked me a few times about this, and I will again reiterate. When you are in the dream state, you are actually in your reality. When you waken, you are in your dream state.
Disclaimer: keep taking your medication. Don't stop your medication if you're taking
it. All right. So what do I mean by this? When we are awake and we have woken up from our 8 hours of regulated sleep, we are stimulated awake. Our bodies, think about it, your bodies heat up. Like something turns on in them and they start to heat up. The body temperature starts to come to a certain temperature, which makes it uncomfortable for you to be in bed any longer because it's just too hot and I've got to get up out of bed. I've got to go shower. I've got to get on. And that is the trigger for the physiology to get up and start functioning. Is it the trigger for the mind to get up and start functioning? Or has the mind been functioning all night? This is the question. Now, medical science will tell you, no, it dreams, it sleeps, it rests, just the same as your body does. And when the dreams come in, it's just processing everything that you've had through the day. Well, if it's processing everything you've had through the day, why do you feel as if you are falling through a great height, through roofs, through floors, out of airplanes, out of spaceships? Why do you feel that you're being chased through a maze and you wake up just before they catch you, or they catch you and it is the most terrifying experience that you've ever experienced? Why is it that you are in worlds that you know don't exist because there's two suns, two moons, it's purple sky, it's beautiful lush grass, everything's bigger than you, or you yourself are huge, as in you are 6, 7, 8, 10 feet tall, you are in a different culture, there's different things happening around you, but it feels like home. Why do all of these experiences happen when you're asleep? Now, is it because
overdose of drugs?
Is it because you are being inputted information? So in your sleep state, something is connecting to you and you are having information fed into your mind that creates a response so that when you waken the next day, you act in a different way. You act out something differently. You no longer focus on what you were focusing on, say, before you slept, which was exciting and you were going to discover something really new. And now because of the dream, you go on a different angle and you go, well, actually, I don't want to do that anymore. But, oh my God, I'm so terrified of what's going to happen. And you take it as, I can't do this because, well, and you have to look in all sincerity of what is going on. Now, if you look at ancient texts, occasionally you will find clues. Now, in Job, I believe it is, I read it out to Heather, Job 33, verse 14 to 18, I think it is. So chapter 33, 14 to 18 of the book of Job. It talks about how God speaks to you, but he speaks to you in dreams, in the inside. Now, where, again, I don't purport to a God that is out there. What I do believe is that there is the creator being, and the creator being infuses life into each and every one of us. And if you want me to take that a step further, there is no good, there is no evil, there is balance that needs to be played out for everything to occur, for the experiences, and you can choose to create what you wish to experience and what you wish to have in your life. So that again is a different story, but that is an overall very quick snapshot. Yes. So in your dream state, God speaks to you. Where is God? Inside. Yes. And outside. So you are interacting.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So if you are dreaming something and you are receiving a message from God, or God is speaking to you, as the book of Job is indicating, all right, and it brings to you terrifying things or things of great enlightenment, what is being communicated to you? What is being told to you? Well, what's being told to you, you need to decipher. You are allowing yourself to tune into something that is being revealed to yourself, whether it is bringing great terror. Why am I terrified of this? What's occurring? I'm being chased. Why am I being chased? Is it because I'm discovering things in my life that don't purport to the narrative? The narrative no longer fits. And so what's happening is maybe your dreams are like coming about of a monster chasing you, or so you chasing you into somewhere where I've got to close the doors, I've got to be safe, I've got to stay here. Don't make any vibes, don't rock the boat. Stay where you are. Perhaps your dreams are taking you to a place to remind you of the glory days, of what you can be, what you have been, what you should be, in the co-creation, in the creative energy of life, that there is fulfillment and so much more. Perhaps it is just, hey, take a look at this. This is what you know you should be. And you go into your dreams, and perhaps you are a great warrior. Perhaps you are a lord. Perhaps you are just a serf. Perhaps you are just doing something in your dream, and you go, actually, this is me. This is my reality. This is who I should be. Now, I'm just using words that fit your narrative of this day, but perhaps you are all scientists. Perhaps you are all great teachers, great manifestors. You see, the origin or the original people of the realm you live in were all very, very intelligent. Don't believe the so-called Stone Age stories, yes? Because that's just a story to dull you down. They don't want you digging into the past. They don't want you looking at who your true reality is. They want you to believe something that is just a story. All right? Look beyond what you've been told. This is why I said to Heather and Louise about a year and a half ago, look for your books that were written in the early 1900s into the 1700s, the 1800s. Look for these and begin to delve into them. Find the truth. Find the Wayshowers. Who are the Wayshowers? What was the Wayshower way? What was going on? And this was because there were groups of people who lived a life outside of the narrative even then, who broke through the belief systems, who could tap into the ethereal energy and create a life, a community, a way of being that fed and nourished them, as well as those on the sidelines. I'm talking of buildings, I'm talking of abundance, I'm talking of health, I'm talking of family, I'm talking of community, everything. Everything was created. All right. So you need to look beyond what you are being given as a narrative, even if it is in the truth narrative or the negative narrative. It doesn't matter what narrative you're listening to. Look beyond it. Why do they want you to believe this for so intently? Why? Why is it that they want you to believe it? Go beyond it. And your dreams at times tell you this. And so why do I say that the dream time is where God speaks to you? Well, if you are not a believer of any deity or any energy that is above you, well, then it's very easy for information to be vibrationally and energetically inputted into you. You think I'm being a little naive here. You have all your wavelengths. You have your radio wavelengths. You have your 2G, your 3G, your 4G, your 5G, all of these wavelengths of energy, of information being fed through at various levels, at various ways of being, and they carry information as well as a whole lot of other things. They input into you and you download them without knowing it, unless you have set up parameters to prevent this. And there are various ways of preventing this sort of wavelength of information coming into your homes. You just turn off Wi-Fi, you put up the blockers, etc., and note how different your sleep will be. Note how different your physiology is. All right. So there are certain things that you need. You in today's world, certain ways of communication, like they are using electrical articles, they're using the internet, all of this. Yes, this is something that you use, but do you need it on 24/7? No. Do you need to take breaks? Yes. Can you switch it off? Yes. Can you put blocks around it? Yes. And watch how you sleep differently, how you eat differently, how you think differently, how you feel differently, and how the dreams are differently. So one thing I said to Heather one time, when she was asking me about a particular dream, I said, look at the dream, now put the dream down and observe it like a scientist. Climb up onto an observation ladder and look down on it. What do you see? She told me what she saw. I said, now go up another level and look down on what you've just seen and describe to me and tell me again, what do you perceive? Until such time as she got, and she went, oh my God, I get it. It's this. It was not what it initially looked like, which was all emotion and all emotiveness and, oh, whoa. No. Now all of a sudden it's from a different perspective. And so every dream you have, ask yourself, what was I feeling? What was I thinking? What was I being told? What was I intuiting? Always go into the dream yourself. Don't ask other people to tell you what the dream meant, because they will tell you their perspective, and you are giving away your power to somebody else to tell you how to be. Now, there are many wonderful books out there by various authors. But if you stub your toe, what does that mean? If you hurt your knee, what does that mean? If you bump your elbow, what does that mean? You hit your head, what does that mean? Oh, it just means I hit my head. Sometimes shit happens. Sometimes something happens to make you stop, look, and consider what's going on. So my friends, I'm going to ask you, when you dream, remember. When you sleep, remember. There are various levels of REM sleep. There are various levels of deep sleep. You do not always need to sleep as many hours as what you're told. If you're sleeping 12 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, it could be a bit too much. 7 hours could be enough for you. 6 hours could be enough. 5 hours could be enough. What is it that you need? If you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night when everybody else is asleep, get up, get a book and a pen, and start writing down what just intuitively comes through you. Pick up a book that you've been wanting to read, but you've never had the time. Pick it up and start reading it. Stop lying in bed going, I've got to sleep, I've got to sleep, I've got to sleep. I have to sleep, I have to sleep, I have to sleep. And force yourself back to sleep, because you will not go actually to sleep. Your mind is going to be going busy, and you will wake up tired and irritable. If you wake up for whatever reason after a period of time of sleep, get up and do something. If your body after doing something says, I need to go back and rest, go back, lay down. If you fall asleep immediately, that is fine. If you are struggling to fall asleep, get back up and carry on doing what you were doing. Because sleep is a habitual thing. Yes, your body needs to sleep, and you need to rest. You need to be able to take time to just diffuse the day's work and the energy that you've been exuding out. But do not say that you absolutely need X amount of time asleep. Your body will tell you what you sleep. And here's something else. If you have been grounding through the day, in other words, taking your shoes off, walking on the ground, if you have allowed the static and stored energy in your body to diffuse out of you, you will find that your sleep time for the diffusion period will be much less, and it will be deep, and you will be refreshed. And how do I know this? Because I'm watching those who are doing this. I'm observing, and I'm seeing how we are working together in the energy with many, many people to bring them back to a place of full health through this. Remember, sleep has different levels. And as you go through it, as you sleep in different ways, you will take yourself out, and you will experience different things at one level. You have to come back to yourself. What was I experiencing? What was this about? And then once you've got your clues, once you've worked it out for yourself, then you might want to go to somebody and get a different perspective, but you must frame it. I would like your perspective on something. I may not accept it, but I would like your perspective, because you've already got your truth of what it is. But it's always interesting to see from 2 or 3 witnesses what you may be experiencing, because they may sense something in it that adds to what you've already discovered. Does that answer your question?
Very good. Yeah, absolutely.